Okay, it's time to talk salary. But
Salary is like about 200.
A cloud engineer.
How much do you make doing what you do?
120K.
120K a year.
You trifecta and I make $150,000. Now, this is not the norm.
What's up, Cyberhawks? So in today's video, we're going to be going over cyber security salaries, and we're going to be kind of just going over some of the bigger TikTok videos talking about this. And I'll give my thoughts if I think they're telling the truth or if I think they are bull crapping us. So let's go ahead and start out with the first video. We're using Streamlabs on this, so hopefully this one goes pretty good. And yeah, let's go ahead and start with this first one here.
You can get a six-figure cybersecurity job straight out of college, or just don't believe anyone on this platform that says that you can get a six-figure cybersecurity job straight out of college, or just by doing a few certifications or doing a boot camp.
True.
I see a lot of videos that say I'm X years old and I make six figures working in cybersecurity, or the videos that approach random strangers on the street who work in security engineering and make.
Yeah, I see a lot of those. So a lot of those pop up a lot.
$200,000 a year. I'm not saying that those salaries don't exist or that they're not attainable, because they definitely are. I just think those videos give people a false expectation. Cybersecurity definitely has a lot of high-paying roles, but it's going to take you some time and experience to get there. If you're expecting to graduate college or do a boot camp or pass a few certifications and immediately land a six-figure work-from-home cybersecurity job with one of those three things and no previous experience,
okay, he's speaking facts so far, but let's continue.
I think you're going to be a little bit disappointed. It's probably going to take you 3 to 5 years to be making 120K or more in cybersecurity. And I think that's pretty good when compared to other professions. Most entry-level cybersecurity jobs are going to start anywhere between $55,000 and $75,000 a year. And I know that's a really big range, but the range of things you can do in cybersecurity is also big. Your starting salary is going to depend heavily on the company you're applying to, the location you're in, and the skill set that you provide.
True.
I'm going to be creating some videos talking about some entry-level cybersecurity roles, their starting salaries, and what you can expect to be doing in those for the videos that are
okay. So the first video is pretty good. I actually agree with all of that. You know, just don't expect to take a boot camp and automatically make, six figs. You're making $150,000, $200,000 for your first job. Just don't expect that. Can that happen? Of course. But it's like very rare. You might get close to it on your first cybersecurity job. But yeah, I like how he gave that range of 55 to 75, like on average. And depending on what you're doing, I think that's like very, very valid. I would also add in too that he didn't talk about as well is the location that you're in. He did talk about the job. So yeah, depending on what type of company, they may be paying more than others, but your location can definitely, vary on that too, because you can be from let's say you're from Louisiana, and let's say you get let's say you got 65,000, and then let's say somebody from California got 75,000 on their first one. Well, the cost of living is drastically different. If they're paying you 65 in Louisiana, you're still doing a whole lot better probably than the guy 75K in California, just for the fact that the cost of living higher, taxes are up there, etc., etc. So that's something to also think about too, depending on what area you're in. That can also probably dictate the amount of money that you're also making. But I think those are all valid points. Just don't come into it just expecting no experience. Maybe one certain hey, where's my $150,000 check? Yeah, I wish it was like that. Hey, maybe it was similar to that. Maybe back 2020, 2019, back when I feel like it was like a gold rush for cybersecurity. I feel like everybody and their mom could have gotten in during that time. But yeah, times have definitely changed. Remember when everybody could get a job? It was so many job opening that people just quiet quitting, and I don't need a job no more, XYZ. It was wild times. But yeah, those times have definitely changed. It's the complete opposite now I feel like you're gonna have to go through a gauntlet to get into cybersecurity or another type of tech job. So just be ready for that fight. Let's go ahead and bring up this next one, and let's see what they're talking about. again, I haven't watched these videos, so hopefully, come out pretty good.
Dude, how do you make so much money? Seriously, man, 150K in your late 20s? Well, I mean, dude, everything's online now, and companies are realizing more and more that they need robust protection in the online world, and therefore there's a huge demand for security specialists. Okay, so is it true that you can make 100 grand like right away? Okay, yes, it's an in-demand career, but to think that they're just gonna pluck Joe Blow off the street and pay $100,000 right away,
yeah,
is not very realistic,
realistic,
to say
yeah.
the least. Yeah, I mean, when you put it like that, it's going to take you a few years to get that kind of money, and that's okay. So how can I get started? Well, there's online courses that you can take, like the one that Google offers, or there's boot camps, and this can teach you like the fundamentals and really inform you if you really would like it or not. But to be honest, if you want to work through the fluff, then you should reach out to somebody who works in the space to figure out the most effective and efficient path. Yeah, fair enough. And if you want to learn about another career, just hit the follow.
Okay, I like that. Let me
Is it true?
pause that right there. Yeah, I think those are again very actually good information on cybersecurity salaries. So 2 for 2. This is good. I like this a lot. And yeah, I think this is kind of again more realistic. Like, hey, it is an in-demand career per se, but it doesn't necessarily mean you're just going to start out, making $150,000-$200,000. So good job right there. I kind of like the format of that, talking to himself in that format like that. Definitely intrigued, maybe possibly doing something like that on this channel here. We'll see, maybe like hacker versus non-hacker or something like that, or hacker versus the person who's getting hacked, the hacky, maybe something like that. I'm just, I'm kind of just talking about different stuff with you guys. Hope you guys are doing good today. You know what? Maybe I need to start doing live streams on this channel. Maybe me trying to hack things, different things of that nature. But yeah, let's go ahead and start out the next video real quick. And let's just put this smaller too.
So I make 6 figures in cybersecurity and I don't code. And how's that possible? I just spilled this all over myself. So cybersecurity is not a job necessarily or a career where you have to code.
True.
There's so many different things to do. There's so many different roles. Now,
True. Yeah. I just want to point out, yeah, that's true. However, I've been hearing from like people who are like higher up that coding can definitely help you out, and it may become more important maybe later on, but it can definitely help you out.
personally, I'm a security engineer and I do vulnerability management. But let's say I want to be a senior, cybersecurity engineer, and I'm doing a different work. I'm a different company. Then yeah, it's to my benefit to learn to code. But
okay, so she just talked about that. Cool.
As an analyst, as a cybersecurity analyst, I didn't have to learn, and I didn't know how to code.
Okay, yeah.
Also, as a security consultant, I didn't have to know how to code. It was all non-code. Majority of my friends and colleagues and people in cybersecurity that I know of do not code.
Okay.
Obviously, as you get more knowledgeable and because your job is to secure code, it helps to not only understand the code, but also be able to code yourself, but you don't have to. Yeah. So that's why
Okay. Before we continue, yeah, I'm glad she talked about, if you want to like get up like a cybersecurity engineer, it is good to like learn how to code. But like, yeah, as an analyst, I guess as a consultant as well, it isn't like something like you have to learn to get into it. So that shouldn't, I guess, necessarily be your main focus. If you're trying to get into cybersecurity, maybe that should be like maybe like your secondary or like tertiary skill thing to try to learn.
why I say software engineers or software web developers, or like anybody who has touched code, if they make that transition to cybersecurity, it's their world basically, because I think they're able to do so much, and they're able to make such an impact, and they're also able to learn. I also want to make it clear, you can absolutely make 6 figures in cybersecurity and more. Now, do you make that much like right when you enter the field? Not necessarily. My first role, I was making like maybe around 80K. So I'll make a chart about it. I'll make another video about it. But yeah, so gradually, of course, you're gonna get there. But some people,
Yeah. So yeah, some people may start out super high, like maybe a very few, especially nowadays, probably even less than it was like 3-4 years ago. But yeah, gradually and consistently getting better. Yeah, you can get to there.
they do start out with 100K and more. It's good to know that your story is yours, meaning the way you enter cybersecurity does not have to be through school. I entered through an apprenticeship, and I did not go to college for anything tech related. I was not technical. But I think as you get the job and you get trained, and obviously there's a reason they gave you the job too. You were interested, and maybe you already demonstrated a certain level of understanding. I'm very confident that with time, anybody can do anything. It's just
Yeah, I agree for that for the most part. I think with time, a lot of people can. However, the last couple of years, I think for some people it may be a very, 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 very long time. But I think for a good amount of people who may not think they're like super tech savvy, if they were given the ability to actually get into the job role and like learn that way, I feel like a lot more people could learn cybersecurity, or at least learn a lot of the things to be like an analyst than they probably would not have thought about, if that makes sense.
just how determined
they
you are.
could.
I've been like getting more comfortable talking about salaries and being more transparent, because like that's the reason I got into cybersecurity, was because people were so transparent and they were like, yeah, this is a high paying career, duh. So that is to say, no, you don't need to code in your job. Yes, you can make 6 figures. Yes, there's other non-code roles and jobs in cybersecurity. There's other non-coding roles within tech. But I believe that cybersecurity is one of those, just it's really difficult, but it's also really enjoyable. It's a no-brainer. You create code, you create software, it has to be protected. Let me know if you have
it's very enjoyable. I definitely agree.
more questions, and of course follow for more, because I will be making more videos about cyber as I scroll through it.
Okay, cool. So yeah, I think she gave some good gems. If I had like a soundboard right now, I would go ahead and press a button. I would just keep pressing the button, like, yes, good stuff there. While she was talking, I kind of already, addressed a lot of the different things that I felt that she was very on point about. Kind of just going back to the salary part, don't expect to, again, start out with 100K, but being consistent and grinding, you can definitely get there. It might not be your first job, but it can be like your second or your third. She said she started out about 80. So I'm sure like her second job in cyber was probably like either high 90s or probably like a low 100, low 100K. But yeah, like not just in cybersecurity, but I guess like in tech and like period, there's definitely like a wide variety of different things you can do. So yeah, if you're not like a big coder, I think I'm like semi there. I may have to end up getting back on my Python, but if you're not like a big coder, I believe you still can do very well in cyber. Like she talked about, if you are very good, cyber can be really easy for you as well, because you'll should be able to do different things. And like if you come from like different fields, maybe like network administration, for example, or something like that, or systems admin, and go into cyber, you should have like a different way to look at things. However, you not maybe coming from a tech background, or maybe not coming from a coding background, maybe you can also think of different or new ways you can get, you can look at things that maybe somebody else may not have thought about. And I felt like, for me personally, I feel like just being a video editor on different things, and my journey in like IT and different things, my knowledge of things were kind of just different than a lot of other maybe cybersecurity people. And I felt like during my interviews, or at least the interview that I was able to get my current role, I feel like I was able to express that a lot, like my uniqueness into my thinking and different things of that nature. I think that helped out a lot. So definitely being unique in terms of like your knowledge and maybe how you view things can definitely help out too, especially in cybersecurity. But I think in a lot of these jobs now, especially with the how crazy the market is, it just kind of just helps you be more marketable and different than everybody. And I guess that's maybe more memorable. But anyway, guys, if you haven't already, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe. And I will be seeing you guys in the next one. Peace.